Hello, and welcome to the college search process for juniors. I'm Lianne Musser, and welcome to this short presentation. I'm going to open up my screen so that you can view the PowerPoint. And we can get started. So ordinarily, we would have met with you during group guidance. But since we've had the COVID and the pause, we've decided that we still want to get started with you on this college search process and know that you have lots of questions. So we certainly want to assure you that there's still lots of personal support from your counselors and myself. So I'm Lianne Musser, I'm the college coordinator, and I'm new to most juniors since you are new to North Campus. My office is right across from the counselors, and it's called the College Center, and my staff and I are there and willing and ready to help you through this year and next year. That means handling your college applications, your college search process, and scholarships. So these short presentations are going to help you in this search, even though we can't see you yet face to face. And some of the things that we're going to cover are, what are the factors that you should consider when looking for a college? What will the college be looking for you and looking for in you as a prospective student? What is the timeline for all of this to happen? And what resources are available to you? First of all, you may be thinking, oh my goodness, there are hundreds, perhaps thousands of colleges, and I just don't know where to start. And that's where most juniors are. So you have to start by looking at yourself. Consider first perhaps where you'd like to be. Would you like to be within 2 hours of home? Would you like to explore another part of the country? Are you looking for a campus in a warm climate? So location might be of importance to you. And how about size? Are you looking for a large research university or a very small liberal arts college or something in between? And of course, what will you be studying? Speaking of studying, you're going to think about the academic rigor. What kind of rigorous coursework are you taking now, and how much of a challenge do you want once you get to college? How important is the reputation of that school to you? Are you interested in athletics, Division I, Division II sports? Or perhaps you want to participate in intramurals or even participate at the Division III level. Are you interested in a school where most people live on campus and have more of a residential life? Or are you looking for more of an independent feel, perhaps in a big city? And of course, you're going to finally consider affordability. Once you get through these basics, we're going to ask you to start looking a little bit deeper at something called the campus culture. Every campus has its own culture, its own environment. Basically, a culture, when you're considering a culture, you're going to be saying, what is it like to really live here? What are the people like? Are there people like me? Academically, you're going to have to consider, how do I learn? Do I learn better in a one-on-one kind of relationship with my professors where they know me and I know them? Am I okay to be more of an autonomous student, perhaps in a large lecture hall for some of my classes, kind of doing my own thing? Because that'll help you discern what kind of campus you are. What about academic support? What if I need help with writing or math or coursework? How available is that? And is it included in my tuition? And then, of course, what is life like in this location? Often college campuses are in small towns where there isn't a whole lot going on, or perhaps in major urban cities where you have to be a pretty independent person, or certainly urban savvy. You want to check out what opportunities there might be available for you, such as internships or a study abroad program, activities that you may want to be involved in campus. And then later on, consider, are you going to grad school? Will I need some sort of prestige or reputation for that? And what's the network like? Will I be in contact with other people who will help me get jobs or help me with grad school opportunities? And then finally, the selectivity level of the school itself. Can I get in? So those are all the little bit digging deeper questions you should be considering. One area that students often overlook are unique opportunities within a college. For instance, maybe you're interested in a large public university, but you kind of don't like the size. You'd like a little bit more personal attention. You should check out honors colleges if you're looking for, if you have that rigor, and also may opt for some scholarship opportunities by going into an honors college, because an honors college will provide a small learning environment within a larger learning community. Also, there are living learning communities. So perhaps you're interested in business or engineering or a particular major or a healthy lifestyle. Many schools offer living learning communities within the campus. Consortiums are a group of schools that offer a collaborative opportunity. In other words, you actually attend one school, but have options to use resources, facilities, and take classes at another school. So for instance, the 5-school consortium in the Northeast is very well known. The Claremonts in California also are consortiums. Also, there are smaller groups such as the Associated Colleges of the Midwest, where you can take classes at different universities within the Midwest area. Co-op programs are offered at a lot of schools, but there are schools that actually are built on co-op. For instance, University of Cincinnati, where you would be required to take at least one semester and often two of a paid cooperative job. This does add to the length of time often that you're in school, but it more than pays for itself since you actually are getting a full wage as well as the experience of working a job before you actually go into that particular field. A lot of schools offer either first year abroad or an international campus located in another country. And finally, for those that are looking for a school where they feel like they won't lose any time graduating, but don't know what they want to major in, should look at schools that offer exploratory programs like Bradley University. And also language immersion. Many students are now looking at international business or foreign studies, and there are colleges like Middlebury that have very strong language immersion programs that would be of interest to you. This and many other unique opportunities are found by looking on the websites of the schools and seeking out those additional opportunities above the more obvious ones. Then, of course, we always have financial considerations. How much finances play in your final choice is certainly a family decision. Most of you will fill out a FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid, and this is used by the federal government to determine if you're eligible for need-based aid. This year, all seniors are required to fill out a FAFSA by state law because they're trying to encourage students to take advantage of those dollars. In addition to need-based money, there are merit awards given by universities called scholarships or grants. Some of them require you're filing a CSS profile, which is another financial aid form similar to the FAFSA. Every college will have a net price calculator on the website, so it's very helpful to put in your GPA, your test score. If you know approximately what your family income is, the net price calculator can help you decide ahead of time what your out-of-pocket costs might be, and that might help you narrow your search. There are certain schools that offer tuition discounts for our students, even though those schools may be out of state. And that is those schools that are part of the Midwest Student Exchange or the Midwest Higher Education Plan. So let's say you were looking at a school like University of Wisconsin at Oshkosh. They would offer their own students an in-state rate, but out-of-state students would generally pay more. Since we're part of the exchange, we would not pay as much as a full out-of-state student, but would pay 150% of the in-state tuition. So if it costs a Wisconsin student $5,000 a year in tuition, it would cost our students $7,500 to attend that school. There aren't many flagship schools in that list, so you're not going to find University of Wisconsin at Madison. but you will find Kansas, University of Kansas, and Kansas State among that list. And of course, you're going to look at what college scholarships you might be available as you're looking over the schools, and indicate, again, which ones by merit or need you might be eligible for. One of the concerns students often have is whether or not they have a major. You should know that undecided is the most popular major at most schools, and 50% of all students are undecided when entering school. And even of those students that do have a major going into freshman year, about 60% of students change their major over the course of those 4 years. There's absolutely no penalty in admissions if you decide to go undecided, and there are many more schools that are asking students not to select a major until the end of their sophomore year. The only programs that might be an exception to that would be programs that have very prescribed programs, such as nursing or engineering, where you start out taking a certain level of coursework that builds on another. And most of the time, students know whether or not they're going to be going into those types of majors. Campus visits are extremely important. I know that most of you have not been able to attend any campus visits just because of the restrictions that have been on campuses. Although I can say that this year there have been many more opportunities for students to get virtual visits and talk to campus representatives online than there have ever been. We are not likely to have a college fair in the spring this year, but we are going to continue our campus visit program with our representatives coming online, and they are also providing additional campus tours on their websites. If we do see that things open up a little bit in the spring, I would say that you can start by just checking out some of our nearby campuses. There are many different types that you can look at. Certainly, if you're looking at the Ivy League type school, we have both Northwestern and University of Chicago right here. If you're looking for a large urban campus, certainly DePaul and UIC fit that bill. We have a lot of suburban campuses nearby, Elmhurst and North Central and Lewis. And of course, if you wanted that kind of New England style campus, you could go up to Lake Forest and find that. It is fine to go ahead and research these online. Hopefully by this spring or this summer, you'll actually be able to get on the campus and get a better sense of the feel. But it is very common for students to apply to colleges and still not have been able to visit. You can always revisit senior year, since you have all the way until May to decide where you're going to attend, even though you're going to be applying in the fall. Finally, deciding if it's a fit. Only you can decide. There isn't one good school for everyone. There are many different kinds of schools, and you could probably find that you would be happy at a number of different schools. So you're going to have to prioritize those things that are important to you. In our next session, we're going to talk about what it is that colleges want. But thank you for your patience and listening, and we hope you enjoyed this session. Thanks.